Finally arrived at what is supposed to be an Indian ruin. Part of the wall's falling down. Let's go in and see what we see. Wow. Interesting, you can see these like lintel stones and holes going through the wall. There's one there too. Wow, that's a long way in too. That's awesome. Brother Peter's back there, he's coming. So you might hear him bouncing around a little bit. Whoa, geez, almost fell over. Look at that, isn't that awesome? Man, it's a big structure. A lot of rocks on the inside. There's Pete down there, you can see him. So you get the idea of the scale, how big this place is. But yeah, a lot of rocks in here. It'd be very difficult to like move around and have a little home. Huh. You see a nice ranch land down there. That's probably where they had fields. And there's gold in this area too. I actually did a couple pans just for the heck of it when we were in camp last night. And I did find some flour gold, really fine. There were some old, not survey, but clay markers there too, but they were like super old, kind that has the old, tin can that you open up with a screechy, are really jagged and they were rusted out. So that's probably from the 70s, 60s or 70s. Yeah, this is pretty impressive though. The nearest ranch is like 20 miles that way. But you can see there's lots of rock here, and there was like some type of building here. Some more fortifications, buildings down there. Pretty impressive, man. I like it. It was worth a trip. What we'll do is we'll get on the binoculars, and you can see all around. I mean, obviously you can see if there was another band of people coming to either trade or interact or kill you, you could obviously you could see them in all directions. That's why they picked this spot. They're really nice. There's another something. I imagine this would have been covered, although I can't say for certain. We'll also look for artwork. See if there's anything carved in any of these stones, and I'll let you know if I see any. Go down to that next level. I can see some more stacked stone there. Watch your step, because if you slip in here, you're going to have a very sore butt. Looking at this desert varnish to see if there's anything carved in there. No pictures of animals or anything. But I'm not seeing anything. Oh, yeah, you watch out. Look at this. These are getting ready to bloom. These little cactuses. Cacti. Another pile of rubble here. Let's kind of walk through this. Oh, it's getting snake bit. Can't believe the cows come up in here. Look at that. Oy. All right. Some more little rock walls there. This is around one that kind of reminds me of a kiva, which, I'm not saying it is a kiva, but it certainly reminds me of one being around like that. It was a red-tailed hawk. Yeah, we'll do some exploring around here today. Maybe we'll hike down there, check that out. Wow, it's windy, huh? Here's Peter. Hello, Peter. All right, I'll Let me grab a couple photographs real quick. Well, there's something there too. Look at this. Just down below me, this is a jumble of stone. So there was some type of little structure there. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What would that have been for? Nice flat stones here, just looking for any type of inscriptions or paintings. Not seeing any. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick 360. That's the road I showed you earlier. We came down, camped in the bottom, but as you can see, it would be very difficult for anyone to stumble upon this place and not be seen. Especially if you had people on that point right there too, which I know, I'm assuming they did because there are rocks out there that are stacked. Not to fall over. Kind of looking around. Some big high mountains over there. And we're almost back to where we started, which is right there. That's the road. Nice view. I'm going to explore this a little bit, and as I see things of interest, I'll get you back out, but we made it. It's been a long journey to get here, but we made it. Did want to point this out to you. The very first dwelling I went and explored, which was an Indian dwelling, had rock walls like this. They were all fallen over, but they were built differently. They had like big rocks on the outside, and inside it was filled with like little just gravels and stuff. This is obviously a totally different kind of construction. Just big rocks all the way around. Some nice metamorphic touch to that rock. See how it's all crumpled? It's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm back in the main part of the structure, the biggest room, and I noticed something kind of strange I wanted to point out. Looking at the walls, you see what I'm going to term loopholes, which back in the colonial days in this country were places you could shoot through in a wall. They would make it so you could put your musket in there and shoot. There's two holes here together. And on this side, there's like two holes here. That might be a third, I'm not sure, but it's kind of weird that they're more or less in pairs. So I don't know if that was actually something to like shoot through, like a bow and arrow. It would have to be a bow and arrow, it couldn't be a spear or a musket, or if that was used to put beams across. And maybe actually where I'm standing and where all these rocks are, maybe there was actually a wooden, beams coming across, and there was actually a floor here. That's a real possibility. Now, I'm not an expert in the construction of these type of structures back in the day if this is an Indian, but that's a possibility. Could have been big beams coming through that side, and basically make a floor that you could easily walk on in here. Could be totally wrong, but that's just a thought that I'm having. All right, I don't know what happened to my brother, but we're going to keep exploring. Still no pottery. There's little flakes like this in here, which that was part of where someone was making a stone tool. But this could have been left here long before the structure was built, so that's not definitive, obviously. A little close up of the construction here and how they stack the different rocks. I suspect this has been here 1,000 years. Is that pottery? Probably not. I'm gonna pull it. No, it's just a rock. But you can see how they stack their rocks, and they put the little ones in there to make it nice and strong, so it would weeble and wobble. And it's lasted a long time. They knew what they were doing. There goes lunch, if we can catch him. It's a cutie. So all these rocks stacked up right here. So I thought I'd come up here and just kind of check it out. And look at this. Isn't that cool? The ferns I'm talking about. Looks like a miniature forest. I took a photograph of it, and I swear it looks like it could be like an alpine valley somewhere.
You can see where they chip the rock in so they can sit up there. Yeah, you see that round thing? It looks like a kiva almost. So you're doing that. You have to say.
He talks worse than I do. You have
to say something. For me to be quiet, you need to say something.
Yeah, we're brothers. You can tell. I just wanted to. Pete was showing me this little fern garden over here too, which is really cool. I'll get you a picture of that. You can see how they're just following the moisture. There must be moisture there or something. As I was coming around this corner here, I did notice a pile of rocks in here. So for some reason, they had something going on in here. I wonder if that's a burial. Think about it. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, we're in this area. They obviously have rocks piled up everywhere, little walls, little rooms. And right here is a big pile of rocks that, as near as I can tell, it looks like they just filled in a hole. So I'm curious as to whether or not that could have been a burial, or they could have maybe put foodstuffs in there and covered it up so wolves wouldn't dig it out. Huh. I'm kind of at the very end of the rocks. A few more over there, but this, you know, that castle is up in front of me, that direction, and I'm just kind of looking around and came across this, which I think is quite curious. Obviously, there's some type of wire, you know, modern wire, could be 100 years old, but tied around that rock, comes down, post there, tied around that rock. Yeah, I didn't actually see the wood before, so they had a, yeah, there, look, so they had a post right here. So I'm guessing now that I'm looking at it, this is probably, it was where they had a post for a gold claim, you know, one of the corners. Yeah, just like that. Or they had a flag up or something, I don't know, but that's what it is. You can see there's a tripod of wires with a pole in the middle, and I've seen a lot of old claim markers. Nothing new, but old ones look like they're, like I said, probably 30 to 50 years old. I'm working my way around to the other side, and you know, I'm seeing a lot of rocks piled up, even like this. I mean, this is obviously, you know, man has done that. And you kind of wonder why, because it's not much of a wall. It's just would have been a little tiny one. I can't figure out why they would have done something like that, what the purpose that would have been. Maybe the whole babies, and they put babies on there to play as a playpen. Here's another small wall. Yeah, it could have been a little taller, but still, you know, what's that all about? Maybe they need a flat area. Maybe that's where they slept or grew crops or put their little squalling babies in there. Almost back to the main part where we started. And this little section here I kind of missed. And it's pretty neat. I wanted to show it to you. You can see you got some type of little building here. And over here it's another small one. Kind of, you wonder, I guess they were roofed. I mean, there's plenty of timber out here back then. So they probably had a roof on there. Oh, that would have been a nice little place there. Still not much in the way of artifacts. We're back at the main structure, and these are the quote-unquote loopholes from the outside of it. You got the hole there, and another one here. So obviously, I mean, you can't shoot bows and arrows through there or stick a spear through there. So imagine those were probably for beam support. They must have had some type of floor in there, I guess. Something I can figure. Little quartz crystals right there. That's kind of cool, isn't it? You see the rock walls, that's the main part of the fort. We're kind of working down this side. I wanted to show you this rock because I think it's just really kind of cool looking. I don't know if those are garnets or what in there, but really kind of interesting rock. Another little pile of stones there. Don't know what that's all about. I think we're just about done. You can see there's a room here. Had a little room or a terraced garden or something. And kind of drops off pretty steep here, so I don't think there's too much down there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn you off for a bit. Another rock wall. Let's go look at that first. I'm going to kind of explore to see if I find anything else that you guys might be interested in. Now, I'm interested in everything. God, it's growing out of that crack. But I know I don't want to bore you guys too much. Oy. I guess if you're bored, you'd just click off, wouldn't you? All right, another wall here. I don't really see a wall down there though. This was open for some reason. So I hope you enjoyed this little adventure and walking around looking at the ruins. I sure did. I'm going to poke around just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to head out. Going to hike back to the truck about half a mile away, and then we have a couple other things we're going to check out. I'm not going to tell you what they are. You're going to have to stay tuned. We'll see you then, I hope.
She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket.